Hey Aquarius, and welcome to this reading. This is a message about what's next in love. And what I'm seeing here for you is that you may be trying to move to calmer waters, like more peaceful and stable ground in the relationship you're currently in. And I feel like you're having a lot of anxiety about trying to figure out how to do this. Because you may feel like if you express how you actually feel in this relationship, whoever you're dealing with may fight you on that, or they may get really upset. I'm seeing the energy of, because like this person wants to be seen in a good light. So if you say, hey, this isn't working for me, or could we balance things out here, or something like this, it's like they want to be seen in a good light so much that it's kind of like they'll try to silence you. They'll like say, hey, well, I'm like, everything's perfect, what are you talking about? Even though you're suffering and you're in this Nine of Swords energy, a lot of grief, a lot of sorrow and anxiety, they're going to come back and be like, no, like everything's perfect, what's wrong? Yeah, everything's so perfect, even though there's so much conflict here. Oh my gosh, this is so crazy. So in your reading, over and over again, I'm going to show you, we have like a really happy card followed by like conflict, a really happy card followed by stress, a really optimistic card followed by lying. It's like keeps going like this. I feel like this relationship has been a roller coaster ride for you, but I feel like the most difficult part about it is that it's imbalanced, and I can see that you're just wanting to figure out a way to bring balance to this relationship. You may give more than this person does. You may be confused as to what's going on here, and I'm going to explain that to you, but first my guides want me to share this quote by Aura Animation on TikTok, and it goes like this: picture relationships as a rope representing your time and energy. In healthy relationships, the time and energy you give is equally appreciated and reciprocated by the other person. If you put a little bit in, you get a little bit in return. In unhealthy relationships, you often feel like you're giving more of your time and your energy to the other person without getting nearly as much in return. In this case, it's as if you've been feeding them your rope, but instead of reciprocating your energy, they've just set the rope on fire. People maintaining unhealthy connections often think the guilt that they'd feel from severing the connection would be worse than the exhaustion they feel from maintaining it. But if you're in an imbalanced connection, you really only have three options. Number one, sever the relationship and begin to prioritize yourself and your peace. Option two, maintain the relationship but begin placing firmer boundaries, distancing yourself and being much stingier with your time and energy than before. Or of course, you could change nothing and continue to set yourself on fire to keep the other person warm. Which will you choose? So I feel like in this connection, you're having the opportunity to set boundaries here, or because I'm feeling like you're on a little bit of a roller coaster ride with this person. And my guides also wanted me to share the illusion of making progress in a narcissistic relationship. And what will happen is you start up here, right? And then their mask begins to crack, and then you have this conflict that doesn't make any sense, and you're reeling, trying to figure out what the hell happened. And then they love bomb you, and you think you're making progress because things are better. And then their mask begins to crack again, and then you have another conflict that doesn't make sense. And then you think that you're making progress because they did something nice one day, then their mask cracks again. Okay, so you're on this kind of downward, graph, right? But in a healthy relationship, what you're doing each time you have a conflict, you hear what each other feels, and then you work on your communication. You get better and better, right? And then you have another conflict, and then you work on communication together, and you get better and better. So it goes, your progress moves upward. And in a narcissistic abusive relationship, your progress moves downwards. And your guides are wanting you to see that in this connection, because it's so, it's been really confusing for you. Like, why can't this just be balanced? Why can't we work things out? Why can't we grow and move toward peace together? It's because you're dealing with someone who may struggle with authenticity and with communication and with being consistent, because the consistency here, it's like one day you're everything to this person and you're having such a wonderful time, and the next day you mean nothing to this person. They're like ignoring you, rejecting you, and then the next day, let's have the best day ever, right? It just gets stronger, okay? And the next day you're dealing with the devil card, and this is like really toxic energy, lies, manipulation, control, deceit. So do you see what I'm saying? It's like this happy, let's have a party. Next day I'm rejecting you. Next day we're having the best day ever. The next day I'm lying to you and cheating on you, or whatever the hell this person does. And then you come to the end of this cycle with this person and you're exhausted. You're so tired, but fearful of letting go, and you're kind of like stuck in this place. Like, what do? I don't know how to move toward peace. I don't know how to bring balance to the connection. And this person brings in a gift, and then you can't be mad because they just did something nice for you. And now you're like in this emotional chaos, stuck in and intertwined with this person's energy that is so back and forth and like a roller coaster, and it just drains you every single day until you got nothing left to give. I've been in relationships like this before, and it's no joke. And all the effort you put in, like all the rope you give them, all the effort you put in to create progress and growth and healing, it's so one-sided. And because of that, the progress that you're experiencing is just like this downward slope. So I feel like all of that's going to change, Aquarius, when you realize what your worth is here, and when you stop putting in effort into relationships and situations where people aren't giving anything back, when they just take from you and take from you and take from you, and you actually do not have to stay out of guilt. Sometimes we stay in relationships because we fear hurting someone else, but if you don't stand up for yourself now and you're with someone who takes to this extreme, they will take everything until you have nothing left. Okay, I'm going to say it again. They will take everything until you have nothing left. So your guides are saying, really step into a new way of being and knowing your worth, and how precious you are, and how precious your time and energy are. And it's okay to rock the boat. It's okay to, like, if this person responds to boundaries or to how you feel in a negative way, if they blast you and have a crash out because you're saying, I need to take care of me too, or I have this boundary, or I feel this way, that is their problem, okay? That is their problem. And they may have a big one, in some cases. But I wanted to pull an oracle card for you before we close off this reading. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Here we are again with the happy and the sad. You may be dealing with someone who has bipolar, actually, and that's why I've dealt with this as well. Why it's like so up and down like this. But on the back of this card, it says, your thinking will either make your happiness or take your happiness, you choose. So, interesting. That's very interesting. You may be dealing with someone who has some mood challenges, but also I'm seeing here that and that's obviously not for everyone, but you seeing your worth and, you know, seeing yourself as sacred is going to be what's going to bring you balance. And you can leave this person to their own energy if you need to.